Yes, hello everybody, and and welcome to our live session, the teacher talks live session, and this is our seventh session, and it's going to be a really nice session, I'm sure, because uh, tonight we are going to have a great teacher trainer from Argentina, Patricia Arbona, and she is going to be with us soon, and we are going to start our very useful conversation. And I hope you are going to enjoy our conversation. Yeah, I'm waiting for Patricia to join the live session. Hello. Yes.
Hi.
Hello. Hello. It's
Hello. How are you?
it's great. It's good to see you. And it's really nice to see you in real.
Thank you very much.
And
I'm very glad to be with you today.
yeah, we are also very glad to have you here into the live session. And can I call you Patricia or
Of course. Pat or Pat? Patricia Pat, as you wish.
okay, okay. And as we know that you are from Argentina, and so how is weather there? How is the weather there?
Sorry, I can't listen to you.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes, I can now. Yes, perfectly well.
Okay, great. So, firstly, I would like to start to say good afternoon to you and good evening to us.
Yes.
I know that it's 3 p.m. in Argentina and it's 9 p.m. in Turkey now. So, and maybe other parts, if they are listening to us or watching us, we can say good morning to them. And it's
Good. Yes.
yeah, it's something like this.
It depends on the part of the world.
Yeah,
Yes.
a different part of the world. And so, how is the weather there? Here is very hot.
No, at all. We're in winter, so it's very cold. It's sunny but cold.
Sunny but cold. Here is
Very
sunny
cold.
and very hot
Yeah,
in Turkey. It's really, really
I'm
hot.
imagining.
Yeah,
It's summer there.
yeah,
That's why.
yeah, you're right. Okay, so
Yeah, and you're on vacation too, no?
yeah, yes,
You're on vacation.
we are now. It's it's our vacation time, and we are going to start schools again after 1 month. We have 1 month.
Ah,
Yeah.
all right. So
Okay,
you are
Pat.
getting energetic to start
Yeah,
again.
sure. Yeah, sure, of course. Okay, so if you're ready, we can start, and then our followers can join us slowly, and we can start our
Okay.
conversation if you're ready.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
great. So, Patricia, can you tell us about yourself a little bit?
Okay. Yes. Well, I'm from Buenos Aires, Argentina. I'm a teacher trainer and a speaker in the field of education in both Spanish and English. As an independent researcher, I'm exploring active learning and the teaching of English as an international language. It is the topic of the 21st century.
Yes.
And I am doing experimental work here in my country and abroad. I'm the founder of Ludodrama. Ludodrama is a group of educators whose main concern is to strengthen bonds and create synergies between teachers and schools around the world to transform the art of teaching.
Oh,
We are
great,
working on this.
great. Okay, great. So, and it's really great, and I'm following the Ludo drama, and you are really doing great jobs over there. As I try to follow it, I see it from the Instagram, and try to follow from your Facebook page, and I see that you are doing really great things. I see that it's really good.
Yes, I
And
have. Yes, I have organized conventions, and I have invited specialists so as to share their experience, because you know that we are in a period of transformation in education, and we cannot go on having this traditional way of teaching that is
exactly.
old-fashioned and is not working properly. So we need to change, and what we are doing is to spread the word so that more teachers join us and start this important change in education.
Exactly, you are right. And Patricia, can you? I want to move to another question. Can you tell us about your experiences in teaching English? I am sure that you have a huge, experience, but just the important things for
The main point.
the main
Yes,
points.
of course, yes. I have taught in 3 levels: primary, secondary, and in higher education. When I was as a teacher in primary and second levels, I listened to my students very carefully, and I got lots of experience, which I later used with my students when I started working at the teacher training college. There, I introduced drama-based pedagogy. It had never been used before there.
Uh-huh.
Gradually, I realized that it helped my students to get engaged emotionally, and also they were active participants in every activity that was proposed in the classroom. I can tell you, if you let me, that I love drama, really.
Of course.
It has become an inseparable companion to me and to my students, because I'm normally associated with drama, because whenever we have a class, drama is present, and we always have fun. So this is the idea, because usually with this, when in this period of transformation, we still have students who are complaining about the type of lessons that they are given. Normally, they are boring. And I think that you introduced a bit of ludic activities or drama activities. I think that everything will change, because they are learning while they are playing.
Yeah,
So they
exactly.
get engaged immediately. And the thing is that they should be included in they should be central in the process of learning, because that's the way of learning by doing.
Exactly.
Okay, I consider that it is important to spread the word and to insist on the benefits of drama. For example, drama is not present in every English class. It depends on the teacher. It is not included, for example, in the syllabus.
Yes.
And when it is an optional resource, and its use depends on the teacher. Normally, in my workshops, when I show the important benefits of drama, well, many teachers get engaged. But the problem is that many of them say, well, I work with technology. But technology is a passive activity, because a relationship between the screen and the student is created. And it is a passive action. And what we need in order to make them learn is to give them action, movement,
Exactly.
doing. They need to do in order to learn.
Yes.
So this is the idea of using drama. Well, another important, you were talking about my experiences.
Yeah,
Well,
no problem.
I think that,
Continue, no problem.
all right. The problem is that sometimes when we are evaluating our students, we concentrate on how they grasp knowledge instead of considering the potential they bring to class.
Yeah.
This is what drama takes into account. So if we take their potential, every class would be full of magic, because everybody will be able to provide what they bring, their natural talents.
Yes.
So this is the idea of considering drama in our teaching practices. I think that if we work in this way, our students will be the first to appreciate our change in education. Well, today we are trying to direct the innovation using active methodologies.
Yes.
Well, drama is precisely one of the alternatives for this new type of education that we are trying to implement in education.
Yes.
Well, well, something very important connected with, because I was rather lost. You were talking about my experiences. Something very important that I'm doing at the moment is to explore English as a lingua franca. How should be taught? Because today we need to redirect our teaching aims because English is different.
Definitely.
So we cannot continue teaching in the way it has been for ages. Normally, it is the traditional model that we are using. And this model focuses on one accent. And today, when we speak about English, we speak of a variety of accents.
Yes.
So I think that we need to change that. I have already started working on this, and I teach my students at all levels English as the lingua franca. The thing is that we need to make some necessary changes. Of course, that the system is taught in the same way because they need to know about the sound system, the grammar, the vocabulary, the syntax. But the more they know about how the language works, the better they will be able to understand and be understood.
Yes, you're right. Exactly.
So this is the idea. These are my main fields I'm working on at the moment.
Right. Okay, great. So, thank you very much. What I want to ask, I think, the whole world, we are struggling with the COVID-19, do you know it? And I think in Argentina also you have some problems about this. And do you provide, do you provide online lessons due to the COVID-19 right now?
Yes, of course. Well, at the moment I'm working with trainee teachers.
I see.
And I deliver two different courses. One is on the improving communicative competence through drama, and the other one is on phonetics. In both cases, I use drama, but that's why it is a bit complicated for us because, as I said before, drama means movement, means action. But anyway, we enjoy our classes and we have a great time every time we meet. The idea is that normally when we are engaged in this type of activities online, the students can have an individual type of work, or they may work in groups of or in teams. The problem is that the virtual classroom has nothing to do with the real one.
Yeah.
So it is difficult for them to get connected. So a lot of improvisation takes place. And this is great for us because in this way the students are able to develop their thinking skills.
Yes.
And also their listening skills are also sharpened because they need to pay closer attention because they don't know what their peers will say because nothing is prepared in advance.
Yeah, you're right.
So this is one of the benefits of this situation of delivering virtual classes at the moment.
I see, great. And so another, I want to ask you, and you reach your students with the virtual classes, I think. So how do you assess them? If you assess them, how do you assess them? And do you think you can reach every student?
Well, we are in a really difficult situation because it is the first time that the only type of class we can give is remote classes. So
exactly.
The situation is rather difficult, but assessment should be present. And there are a great variety of assessment. But I think that at this moment, because of the situation we are at the moment, formative assessment is important. Why? Because it focuses on the process, not on the students' outcomes.
I see.
Normally, when we are at school, we should follow this type of assessment because it is not the result, it is the process we should pay attention to. Well, feedback should be present in the classroom every single time, especially at the type of classes we're having at the moment. Why? Because, you know, this is particularly important with children. Sometimes when we are in our real class, they come to you and say, Miss, am I working well? Miss, am I learning? So lovely they are. But the thing is, this is an indicator that our feedback is not frequent. And they need feedback because this is a way that is indicating if they are improving or not. Well, besides the oral feedback that we give in the classroom, we can use other ways at this moment because of the type of classes we are delivering. We can send emails if we want to give a more detailed information. This information may be to the students or to the parents, depending on the age of the students. Or text messages or direct phone calls. Sometimes phone calls are very useful because there is an interaction where you can share different opinions at the same time. So there is no need to wait for the answer. Well, I think that no class is complete without feedback, because in my case, I'm going to explain what I do in my classes. During the assessment time, we reflect. Remember that I work with trainee teachers. So we are adults. So during this assessment time, we have the opportunity to reflect on our work together. They have the opportunity to reflect on their learning, and I also have time to reflect on my teaching, so that we make the necessary adjustments in order to improve our work in the classroom. The idea is to make them think to learn and learn to think on their performance, because the more they know about this, they will be able to discover their weaknesses and strengths. With them, I use metacognitive strategies because they know about that. So that the idea is that gradually, as they know how they can make their own adjustments, they become autonomous, independent, and they know what to do whenever any weakness may appear. Everything that is said in class or every reflection they may have on their learning is just a form of improvement.
I see. Great. Wonderful. And so within this period, I mean, like, while you are working with the adults, so what kind of activities do you use with them?
Well, it's funny because I cannot start a class before some introductory activities so as to prepare them for the process of learning. I do this not only with my trainee teachers, but also with children. They love this type of activities, and they are three. The first type is warm-ups. For example, I use a type of warm-up to break the ice and to get the students energetic. For example, a simple game like I Spy or a group story may prepare them for later activities, because they should last for no more than 5 or 10 minutes. And they should be related to the topic, and they are fun. If the children have fun, they are better prepared. If others have fun too, they are better prepared. The second type of activity is physical warm-ups. I think that if they become active in class, they will be able to work much better because they are energetic. These physical activities, well, in the type of classes we are having now, we can exercise only the upper part of the body, that is to say, the torso, the head, and the arms, no more than that.
You're right.
When we are in an ordinary class, we have the opportunity to sit on the floor or lie on the floor.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Well, so in this type of physical activity, we concentrate on some stretches and breathing. Breathing is very important because it provides oxygen to the brain, and of course the students are able to prepare much better.
Yes.
The brain is more active.
You're right.
And the third type is brain gym exercises, and children and adults love that too, because in this particular type of activity, yes, what we do is to tell them to have different movements using different hands. For example, this is one of them. I did this movement with my hands at this time. I did one on my head. You see? Well, I can do it because
Great.
Okay, it's not easy. You need to concentrate a lot. So when you concentrate a lot with this type of activity, your brain wakes up and is ready to work. So in a way, the students get prepared for the process of learning. This is what happens.
Exactly.
Another activity is, especially for phonetics, is the vocal workout, because the articulators should be trained like any other muscle in our body. Usually they are articulation movements, rhythm, and intonation training, because not only our articulators are trained, but also the vocal cords, because the vocal cords are responsible for producing voice-to-voicely sounds. So after these type of activities, that they vary according to the type of the class I have decided to deliver on the day, we start working. We are ready to begin the usual class.
Exactly. Great.
And well, this is what I normally do, and all levels enjoy this type of classes, and I'm glad because they like them.
Yeah, you like them.
Yeah.
And as you said, phonetics, and I was planning to move to another question, but there is a question which is related with the phonetics. If you see it, if you can see the question, they ask, I would like, it says that I would like to hear your suggestions about phonetics in terms of teaching vocabulary.
Actually, I can read it.
Yeah, you can read it. Okay, great.
The vocabulary through online tools such as Zoom. When we have crowded classes, it is hard to give
microphone.
To give microphone, yes, to all unchecked. Well, no, I know that it's difficult. We are in a very special situation because we're in a phonetics class. Everything is different because you devote time to every single child. I think that we need to be patient with this lockdown we are all living, and it's not easy. We are trying hard to teach our students to learn properly, and we need to ensure that they are learning. But in this particular case, I think that what they need to do is to make them talk, because the new teaching of English as an international language requires that intelligibility is important. So the way of encouraging this intelligibility is to make them talk and realize their own processes, and they should have lots of exposure. Repetition makes me remind of the traditional method. It's not a question of repeating like a parrot a particular word. I think that what they need to do is to sharpen their ears. Remember that we learned our native language.
Yes.
How? First, listening to it, and afterwards, we started speaking. But when we teach a foreign language, we do just the other way around. We make them speak. Exactly. And there is another problem that we are having when teaching English. For example, listening is evaluated, but is never taught. Because when I was a girl and I studied at school, listening was not present as a strategy or as a skill. It was together with the rest, but it was evaluated. And the type of evaluation that was given at that time and the one that is given today is the same. the students listen to something and then they are supposed to fill up the blanks or to answer some questions, and they are not taught the strategies that are necessary in order to be able to understand effectively.
Exactly.
For this reason, suprasegmental information is important. Rhythm and intonation are not taken into account in our teaching. And these are crucial elements today to understand and to be understood when using ELF, English as a lingua franca. So I think that we need to redirect our skills and start thinking about how important speaking and listening is to be able to speak effectively today.
Yeah.
Taking into consideration that English is closely related to a variety of accents.
Yes, you're right. You're right. I think that's a great answer for the question. Yeah. And also, I saw another question there. If you could catch it.
Aber,
Yeah, it says.
I'd like to hear your suggestions about the same.
Yeah.
Vocabulary.
No,
it is the same.
No. It says, how could you possibly convert your drama activities to virtual ones?
Well, no, I haven't got it on my screen. Okay, I'm going to answer what you have said. Well, it's not easy, but because as I said before, it requires movement, action, doing. I am in a special situation because I work with adults. So it's easy for them to remain seated. Imagine giving a drama class to children. I don't think it would be possible. It would be possible to deliver the class as if it were in the usual class. It is impossible. They need movement. You know that children cannot remain seated for long periods of time. And sometimes it is a must for them. They remain seated because they need to pay attention to the teacher. Yeah. And this reminds me again of the traditional method. Yeah. The students should go to school to learn, but using their bodies. That's why drama has a holistic approach, because it considers the person as a whole. So we are not learning with our heads. We are learning with our mind, our bodies, and emotions. That's why the body should be involved in the process of learning. So I don't think that drama virtually can take place.
Yeah, right.
It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy.
I have not had that experience.
Yeah.
No, I have done that, of course, in the physical classroom, and it's great because they get engaged immediately. Yeah. Whenever I offer a drama activity to any level, they engage immediately, and that's great. It's magical.
Yeah, I'm sure that it is. I'm sure that it is. And so, what I want to ask you, next, and as a teacher trainer, what suggestions would you give to the teachers of English for their professional growth during this pandemic period?
Well, let me be positive, and let's consider the great impact that this crisis has had on education.
Yeah.
We have made great changes overnight. And I'm going to mention just 3 as an example. Mm-hmm. We've had to update our technology skills. And in many cases, we are not good at using computers. Anyway, we have tried hard to do that. We have had to learn about distance learning. Probably before this pandemic situation, we had some ideas, but usually our class was the physical one. And another, and I think that this is the most important, we have had to adapt our teaching to a setting in which the students are not present. So for me at the beginning, when I started my drama classes, it was difficult for me to connect, to interact with my students who were on the screen, because that a special atmosphere that is created when we are together and in the ordinary classroom cannot be created here, because I may be emotionally connected. You may be emotionally connected, but those emotions cannot get together. And this is what happens in the classroom. When we work together, there is a connection, an emotional connection.
Yes.
That's why teaching and learning takes place wonderfully.
You're right.
Well, so I think that we should ask ourselves, how much information have we got during this period? Lots of information.
Lots of, too much.
Some of them, some teachers, I think that some teachers may become experts on this. So this information is already ours. Okay, but during lockdown, we should not stop our professional development. I think that we can go on improving our teaching. And for example, the net offers lots of resources. For example, webinars, video conferences, universities offer courses on different subjects. And another interesting activity we can do is to deliver online classes. With all the experience we have got during this period, I think that this may be an opportunity to improve our job possibilities. Why not? So as you see, we can do many things during this period, although we are separated from our students and we miss our colleagues and the school life. I think that we are doing many important things, and we are all these are learning gains, and I think that we should take them into consideration, because as teachers we are not the same as the ones we were before this problem started. We have learned a lot, and it has been difficult. Delivering this type of classes is really a challenge. At the beginning, everybody was scared, me included, because this was the only possibility. Now, when we go back to school and we start having this type of normal classes that we really love, well, this experience that we have been getting during this period, it will help us to be much better teachers.
Definitely, you're right. Yeah, and all our experiences will become more and more and more, and we'll have a chance to use our experiences when we back to the real class, not like the virtual class.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are right.
Yes.
You are right.
By the time we get to school, we're going to forget this type of classes.
Yeah, that's also another point. Yeah, by the time we back to the class, we're gonna forget the virtual classes and Zoom and other tools that we have used. Yeah, definitely we will forget it, and I hope we're gonna forget them as soon as possible. Okay, so thanks a lot. It was really useful information that you have given us. So this I really wonder. Next questions. I mean, how are you going to answer them, and what kind of things you are going to tell us? This is the question is, what do you think about the future of English? I really wonder what are you going to tell us about it. It's a really it's a kind of a big topic. So, but
a big question. Yeah. All right.
Also big question.
I have been working. It's a big question. Yes. Well, I have been working on this for some years, and you know that today English is a tool used for international communication. And today speakers from all over the world use it to understand each other.
Yes.
The thing is that globalization and linguistic evolution go hand in hand. So I think that English will go on changing and adapting over time. Only time will tell. But what we know at the moment is that English today is spoken by people whose native language is not English. This has created a variety of accents around the world. So, for example, you speak English with a Turkish accent.
Exactly.
And it is perfect. And I speak English with Spanish accent, but not the Spanish that is spoken in Spain or in Madrid. It is the Spanish that is spoken in Argentina. And if I restrict my type of English, it is restricted to the River Plate area at a particular section in Argentina, because if you go to the north or to the south, you will find differences. You see,
Yeah.
within the country there are regional differences too. Well, so this accent variety has affected the way teaching is taught. So we need to reflect on this and change the way we are preparing our students to communicate effectively. The thing is that in many parts of the world, my country included, the old-fashioned traditional method is still used. And usually it focuses on one model, RP or American, General American.
Yes.
So the students are not exposed to the variety of accents outside the classroom.
I see.
So they are learning English in fantasy land. That's why when they go abroad, they find it difficult to understand people, because they are not supposed to find English people when they go to Europe.
Yeah.
No, they are going to find people with different accents. Turkish people who speak Turkish English, Italian English, German English. So they need to sharpen their ears in order to be able to understand and be understood. That's why the priorities have changed. And
you are
today,
right.
The focus is on intelligibility and comprehension, not on a native-like speech. Sometimes teachers still ask their students to speak like native speakers, and we are offered courses which tell us you will be able to speak English like a native speaker in a month. This is a complete lie. Why? Because we were not born in England. We are not English. We will speak English. We will speak English with an accent.
Yes.
And that is accepted. That cannot be avoided. It is our verbal signature. It is a characteristic that defines us. What we can do, suppose that you want to get a job.
Yes.
And your accent is too strong. Well, what you can do is to ask a teacher to soften your accent in order to be understood much better. But it cannot be eliminated. It cannot be eradicated, because it is part of your personality. It is part of your identity.
Yes,
well,
you are right.
So this is on one side. Intelligibility and comprehension. And fluency is more important than accuracy. The traditional model places emphasis on accuracy. And the problem is that normally we tend to interrupt the students immediately after they commit a mistake. And this is a big mistake for the teacher, not only for the student, because they always blame the students. For example, if I say, I go to the park yesterday, so you immediately say went. So the flow of thought is interrupted. So the student probably won't be able to go on developing the idea he had thought before. So what I can do, instead of interrupting his speech, I may accompany him in his what he's saying, and instead of the interruption, I may say, oh, you went to the park. So the student understands that went is the correct form of go. And then I say, okay, you went, and what did you do? And I give him the floor to go on speaking. So this is a polite way of helping him to go on speaking, because otherwise they get blocked and they stop talking. And the idea is to let them talk, so that they have the opportunity to practice the language. Okay, so I think that if these two aspects are taken into consideration, they will be successful users of English, because the idea is not to become perfect speakers. What we need is effective communicators. So what we need is not to try to teach English as if it were an art. It is not an art to be mastered.
Yes.
It is a tool. We need to understand that it is a tool. to be used to communicate effectively with speakers whose language is not English. This is what we need to understand and internalize in our minds. It's not a language that we are learning to speak with native speakers. It is a language to be used to understand with people around the world. That's why we need to pay more attention to listening. And when we speak about listening, I need to pay attention to rhythm and intonation. These aspects are usually excluded from the teaching. And today they are crucial.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Exactly. It's really great great points that you focus on. So I saw another questions over there. Let me see. What is it? I don't want to miss it because they are really nice questions.
I cannot see them. Eh?
I can see them. Let me tell you. Huh. So teenagers are so reluctant to act or role play. So what can we do to motivate them?
Well, it is a process, because at the beginning they may feel ashamed or they don't want to be laughed at. But if you introduce games gradually and they start feeling that they get involved, because the idea is that why are they bored? They are bored because the type of teaching or the type of learning they are having is not interesting. So they want something else. So I think of a way of making them active and interested in what we are doing is having a type of cooperative work, working together. It may be on a project, and then suppose that they learn something. Something about history, the Romans, let's say.
I see.
Instead of reading material, well, of course, they will have to get some information, but instead of repeating what they have read like a parrot in front of the class, the teacher may tell them, okay, why don't you represent what you have read in the notes? So in a way, I think that the audience, as you say, their peers, and the actors, let's say, that will represent this piece of history, will be better learned than repeating that like a parrot. When they start realizing that moving, doing, acting is more fruitful and much more interesting than reading and repeating like a parrot, they engage immediately. I think that it's a matter of time, but I think that you start showing them what we can do with our bodies, with our emotions, and not only with our minds. There is a Chinese proverb that says,
what is yeah.
A Chinese proverb, it says, I hear and I forget. Sorry, I see and I forget. I hear and I remember. I do and I learn. So this indicates that only when acting,
Yes,
when we move, right, when our body is part of the learning process, we learn. Something very interesting is that through my experience, I always say that drama and students combined perfectly well. They are a binomial because they like each other. Drama like students, and students like drama. Why? Because they enjoy each other. And drama uniquely combines doing, thinking, and feeling. Because when you are acting, you are using your brain, you are using your body, because through your body you express your feelings. So it's magic for me. I love it very much because the result that I get whenever I use drama, well, really it is fantastic. That's why whenever I deliver a course, I deliver a workshop or whatever, I invite my colleagues to use drama, because once you start feeling what it can provide,
yes,
it will be your companion forever.
Yeah, You can't change it with other things, huh? If you mean.
No. So you see, I'm in love with it.
Yeah, I see that. You are drama lover. You are drama lover. Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm a drama
Yeah.
lover. That's
It's really great, and it's really, you know, it's really great to see this. How I'm sure that you have a great, you know, ability to, you know, adapt the drama in all of your courses, I think. So
yes.
can I wonder this one? How can you adapt a drama courses, or is it easy to adapt drama for vocab lesson,
For?
for
I
vocabulary
haven't heard.
lesson, vocabulary?
Vocabulary.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. I do not teach any particular aspect of the language.
Yeah.
Everything is integrated. For example, you can play a game to reinforce vocabulary,
Yeah.
but it is just that. Hmm? I also use ludic activities in which I focus on particular grammar points, especially with children, of course, with trainee teachers or with adults. The idea is to make them practice the language. All the language they have at their disposal is used in a role play activity, for example. It's not a specific grammar point. I can do this with children to reinforce vocabulary, to reinforce the past tense, if clauses, whatever. But when I use grammar, the idea is to make them use the stock of information or the English they have at their disposal. They need to realize how able they are, how good they are at speaking, how they can express their ideas freely,
I see.
how autonomous they feel when they are using English. Okay, when we are using an activity in which we focus on one particular grammar item, it is like that. I use them with children, and it is good. But when we really use drama, it is we take into consideration the ability of speaking and listening. This is what we usually evaluate, that ability.
I see.
Because with an activity in which we concentrate on one grammar point, it is very restrictive. It is good because it is a way of reinforcing information while they are playing. For example, they are playing and they are learning. That's great.
Yes, you're right.
That's why when we start using drama with children, we do this type of activity because it is a process that increases little by little. So we deal with one grammar point. This happens especially with children who are 6 or 5 when they are kindergarten or primary school in the first stages.
I see.
The problem is that here in Argentina, drama is not something that's used in a generalized way.
Yeah.
It can be used at any level. I use them with students who are at a teacher training college. Why not using this with other lessons? Sometimes I offer this, the benefits of drama to teachers who are at secondary school, and they say, "Oh, Patricia, they are grown-ups, they are adolescents," and they are mistaken. No, they can use it, and they will be able to appreciate the benefits if you start using activities gradually. Of course, it should be gradual because they need to find the taste of this.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Just step by step. But you mean that they can use the drama with other courses too? You suggest them to use it.
Of course. I used to have a group of, it was a special group of people who were 50, 60 and over.
Ooh.
It was a special program here. And they decided to take up the course because they wanted to refresh their English.
Wow.
It was probably more for socializing than reactivating their English. The thing is that, well, I took the course and I started using drama.
Yes.
And at the beginning, because I told them, well, for next class, I'm going to bring a board, try to think of a song we're going to sing. And on the second class, they asked me, what are we doing? We have never done this before. Well, in my class, you are going to play. And at the beginning, they didn't want to start playing because they were old people. So they asked, what are you doing with us?
What are we
Actually,
doing here?
they loved playing with a ball, for example, just a simple ball.
Yeah,
And then in every class, a different activity related to drama was present. And they were very happy because they thought at the beginning that they wouldn't be able to follow me. And they did.
they
And they
did.
enjoyed the classes and enjoyed them too very much.
Yeah, of course. I'm sure that they
So the
love it.
idea is, of course, the thing is that you need to get out of your comfort zone and
Yes.
take risks. If you remain in your comfort zone, you will be doing the same day after day.
Yeah.
If you don't try yourself, you don't know how much potential you've got.
Exactly.
So I
Exactly.
always invite my students to leave the comfort zone. Otherwise,
definitely.
you will remain the same till your death. So,
Yeah.
and you have to enjoy life, because when you are in the comfort zone, you are safe, you are protected, because you know that you will respond in the same way every single day. This is what happens with traditional methodology.
Exactly.
It is comfortable because we repeat the same every single class. There is no action, always repetition,
Yeah, you're right.
always repeating like a parrot, drilling. So I think that it's time for a change.
Yeah, of course, you are right. You are definitely right. Yeah, I really give a clap to that. This is very, inspiring,
Oh.
inspired speech. Yeah, yeah, it was really great. Yeah, especially the general, the ideas and the comfort zone. You leave your comfort zone. Yeah, change, be
Of
the change.
course,
Yeah,
yes.
definitely. Don't
We need to be the change, yes.
Definitely, we should change, exactly, and we should try.
And I think that, yes.
Yeah, yes.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah,
I just wanted to say that this special situation we are undergoing is special to get out of the comfort zone.
yeah,
Because, as I said before, we are a different teacher already. We are completely different from the one we were before this pandemic crisis
exactly.
started. Nothing to do. We are more powerful. We have enriched a lot. We have lots of different possibilities, and we have got a lot of knowledge too. That's why we are different, and we need to take advantage of everything. Unfortunately, this is a very unfortunate situation, but well, we have to get the positive aspects
Of the situation
that this has left to us.
Yeah, I see.
That's why it is important.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, we should use the positive sides of this situation. You mean?
Of course,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
The positive side, yes, and there are.
Okay, and we are coming to the end of the session.
Time flies.
Actually, yeah, time flies. Actually, if I would like to continue with you, because you are giving really great ideas, and and very inspiring ideas, and I'm sure that you have great experiences to tell us, and maybe in a couple weeks later we can have another session with you, of course, if you accept. And this time we can have different aspects and different topics, and I really would like to listen your experiences about the English and in details and other topics, and I'm sure that you have lots of experiences to tell us, and I'm sure that the audiences are really willing to listen to you again, because they were really asking questions, they are following us, and I'm sure that they love this session like me, because I love it. It was really great session for me.
Well, thank you very much for your words. Well, it has been a pleasure for me to be with you. And what I have just done is to tell you my experience. I love what I do. I'm a passionate teacher, and I always think of my students, because whenever we attend a course or we have a postgraduate study, it is just for them. So we gain experience, but that experience is for them.
Yes.
The idea is to help them be better better persons and to give them what they really need. That's why the approach to teaching should be holistic. We need to pay attention to their feelings.
Yes.
That's why today there is a tendency to include emotional intelligence, and social and emotional learning is important, because cognition and emotions form a binomial and they are inseparable. Students do not learn when we tell them to do so. They learn when they are intrinsically motivated. That's
Yes.
why they say, oh, my students never pay attention to me. I don't know what to do in that way. They will never pay attention if I speak like that. I need to reflect on my teaching. Probably it is my responsibility. Yes. And the students are not paying attention because the strategies that I'm using are not the suitable ones for that particular group. So I think that reflecting on our courses, reflecting on our teaching is important in order to improve our way, the way we deliver classes.
Definitely, you are right. Great. Great, Patricia, great. And thank you very much for your time and for your experiences and your shares and your ideas and your inspiration, especially. And you inspired our night, actually evening, not here in Turkey. And I'm sure that in the other country, the audiences who listen to us here for this session, I'm sure that they got inspired from you also, and just like me.
Well,
and thanks a lot.
Well, I thank you very much. No, I thank you for the invitation. It's been a pleasure for me to be with you,
for us.
to talk about education. That is something that we share, because we are together today because we share the same interest in education.
Exactly.
That's why we met in this road of education. I'm very glad that I have met you.
Yeah, me too. I'm so happy to meet you and so happy to have a chance to talk to you, to see you in real like this, and thanks to the technology. So this is really this is really nice chance for us. And thank you very much one more time for you, Patricia. And I hope to see you in another session with another topics, and lots of love from you to you from Turkey, and good afternoon to you, and good evening to us, and maybe good morning to the audiences who listen to us from other part of the world, the people. And that's all, and thanks a lot, and take care of yourself, and see you in the next time. But thanks a lot for this lovely session.
No, thank you very much, and see you anytime. It's been a really pleasure to be with you and share our experiences.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.